Welcome back in, everybody. We're going to get ready for what could potentially be the last game of the day here. Nemiga in that last one, they look pretty clean in their execution. UALEIKUMNIHAO had a plan, but just weren't able to execute it. The push coming through. Every time Hayes, it seemed like he popped that exorcism, there was a response from Nemiga. They were able to slow it down, slow the objectives down, and even Palintimos with the split push coming out just wasn't enough to get the lockdown and get the damage that they wanted to around the map, get these objectives out. And yeah, Nemiga, they just had that game plan. They were able to take the pressure that UALEIKUMNIHAO put on it and just weather the storm and come right back into the fights, weather the storm. Quite literally sometimes with the static storms coming out, and even Vizi just being able to survive through those for a decent amount of time, which sets up Nemiga in the position to have a great response coming into that game. And yeah, Nemiga, they just again they do to me seem like the favorites. I think the team is gelling very well together. They look pretty strong, and they just I'm not going to say they're unbeatable. I don't think any team's unbeatable in any league, but I think a tough task coming up against this team, who again do seem like the favorites coming into the division to get that promotion to Division 1. So we're getting ready now for the next game. We'll see how it's going to go here. UALEIKUMNIHAO maybe trying to rethink what they're going to be coming up against, what the draft's going to be, because that early push maybe didn't work out as well as you think. So I think they'd be better off going for a bit more of a fighty draft. Just instead of trying to go for the split push, trying to get themselves active. Around the map in just clumps and just go for the death ball. Group up, just go for some great fighters. I think that's the trap that a lot of teams are falling into now as well. This offlaner, it needs to be in their eyes. They need to be looking for that push hero, or at least one push hero to come out for them. The Beastmaster, the Enigma, the Lycan to come out. Those kind of heroes that will be able to push the lane and pull some aggression. But if you look at what the Dawnbreaker was doing, the Dawnbreaker was involved in a lot of the fights coming through. I know he came through with the Solar Guardian as well into a couple of them, but for the most part, he was getting involved with his team. And even though the Nature's Prophet was looked to split push out the map, Nemiga, they were just taking fights from that. So you can see that a lot of the time, the Beastmaster or the like, and they want to sit in that off lane, they want to push down the tower, and it just allows the other team, if they've got a bit more of a fighty draft, to push down the lanes and to look for the fights 4v5, because they know that this off lane, he wants to sit in the lane and not soak the aggression up, but get towards that Helm of the Overlord and push down the lanes or the Greaves to come out, like something like that. So I would be a bit more of a like I say, a fighter like the Darkseers come out that gets involved, the Vacuum Walls coming through, even so though he does build into the Greaves, or like the Dawnbreaker coming through, or we've seen a few Dooms here as well, or the Primal Beasts coming out. So you get yourself a little bit more active in the fights, and well, I mean, we'll see what the draft is going to be once that comes up. We're just waiting on. It looks like the lobby to start. Everybody is, all the casters, all the players, all the admins. So we're just waiting for somebody to be ready, and hopefully again, not going to be too far away from getting into this one. But yeah, Nemiga in that first game, they just looked really comfortable. Can't really blame them and for the fights they were taking. Violent, he didn't look. I mean, to be fair to Violent, he only got taken down once. In the first bit of the lane stage, he was playing it on the very edge, got caught out and killed off once. He was fine after that. He got the most net worth. He was pulling out the most kills. Well, Mallory in there as well. But yeah, for the most part, it looked good for the side of Nemiga, and they didn't really get, after that initial lane, any real pressure being put onto the heroes themselves. Don't get me wrong, the lanes, they were pushed in from UALEIKUMNIHAO, but Nemiga didn't feel the bite of the heroes themselves, if that makes sense, and didn't really feel like they were being put under threat of a team fight. So this time around, coming into the draft, we'll see if UALEIKUMNIHAO have something else up their sleeve. Coming through, yeah, into this one now as well. Let's get in a comfortable position. Let's get ready for this one. So we get into game number 2. So UALEIKUM, what are they going to be looking towards? They take out the Primal Beast. They take out the as well. So Marine, maybe not happy with that. I wouldn't expect to see the Sand King or the Timbersaw mid, the heroes that he's quite comfortable on in the mid lane. Not really in the meta at the minute, the Sand King and the Timbersaw, the mid lane. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's. I mean, we'll find out. They do have the final pick as well, so they might be able to respond with that. But yeah, the Broodmother being taken away here from Nemiga. And what else? Just taking away the Enigma. Okay, so the Beastmaster, Lycan, Enchantress, Dragon Knight, Disruptor, Nature's Prophet, Death Prophet. Let's do the Disruptor. I just list heroes until somebody picks, and it's usually one of the more popular ones. The Rubik and the Undying as well. So Nemiga, how do they want to respond to this disruptor pick? Again, if they wanted to, they could go straight for the Beast Smash.
Radiant team, Dire team.
Dragon Knight and the Snapfire. Okay. Good push potential. Doesn't really care about the harass commands. It is 2 strength heroes, so UALEIKUMNIHAO, if they wanted to, they could maybe start to lean towards getting this Timbersaw in their draft.
10 seconds remaining.
But for now,
5
I mean,
seconds
2 strength
remaining.
heroes right off the bat. That is a good indicator
Dire team banned.
of the Timbersaw being a work. They go for the Undying, being a working hero here as Nemiga. Yeah, Dragon Knight, Snapfire, good strong heroes. Again, I'm surprised we're not seeing the Snapfire a bit more up against these push drafts that are coming out with the Nature's Prophet, the Enigma, the Lycan, and the Beastmaster. But for now, Nemiga, they've got that Dragon Knight out, which can be a flex between the mid and the off. In the mid lane, we've seen more Blink BKB fighty kind of Dragon Knights that want to get involved early because they know they've got that push potential with the Dragon Form coming through. It means that they've got the farm potential there as well to get themselves to a quick Aghanim Scepter. So that's usually the build that you see from the mid Dragon Knight. Meanwhile, in the off lane, they are trending more towards the Meteor Hammer to come through with this Dragon Tail. You get the stuns off, you set up, you look to push down these towers early. Dragon Form obviously still coming in useful there as well as a UALEIKUMNIHAO. They take away the Morphlin and the ET. The Beastmaster being taken away here from Nemiga. So, would you want to run this Dragon Knight here up against potentially the Undying as well? So the Undying is a good hero up against the strength heroes. It could be this Dragon Knight Snapfire offlane, but you would have to be very careful with your positionings because those decays, they can wreck face on 2 strength heroes. Nagasiren being taken away as well as the Lycan here. So Nemiga wanted to take away all of these. Literally every single hero they've banned is like these zoo push heroes here. So do they take away the Prophet as well? They take away the Drow Ranger.
Monkey King.
Oh, pick up the Monkey King. Monkey has been having a resurgence in this matter, getting themselves popular, getting himself back being picked, having a really good time, especially in the safe lane where a lot of these offlaners are those melee heroes. So you get a hero that's got some lockdown, maybe like the Clockwork or the Disruptor. In fact, who was it that played it? It was the Disruptor Monkey King combo coming up against the Broodmother, and it just made the Brood look amateur. Like, it just absolutely ran through the hero because you got the glimpse back, you get the lockdown from the kinetic field as well. All of a sudden, you're being chased down by the Jingu Mastery, and the Balance Strike comes out, cleans you up. Yeah, the Broodmother just could not get going in the lane. So, UALEIKUMNIHAO. What's it going to be for their side? Again, they've got the double pick here that Nemiga can respond to. So, whatever they want to draft. And it doesn't have to be if they want to run, like, they might be running an Undying 3. But yeah, for the most part, UALEIKUMNIHAO, more than likely going to be all 3 calls left to pick here. Nemiga with the Dragon Knight, Monkey King, Fire. So, unless you want to run this as a 4 Monkey King, which, again, not outside the realm of possibility, the team that feels stronger at the current level, they go for the Death Prophet. So, there's the push on UALEIKUM. Back in for the Terrorblade, though. Oh, right, okay. If I'm Nemiga, I may be thinking of putting this Monkey King as a position 4. Like, up against the Terrorblade, once he's got that Metamorphosis, it's done and dusted.
10 seconds
Monkey can come in with Jingu and just swipe down at the Terrorblade. Terrorblade with decent amount of starting armor, but not a lot of whole lot of health to start off with. So like the Jingu into the Balance Strike with the Primal Spring in there as well, it could be a bit of trouble here for the Terrorblade. But then you'd be running like the Dragon Knight Monkey King as the 3 and the 4 maybe. You could run the Snapfire core again. That is, it's been done in the past. So UALEIKUM, it's a good draft. There's good fight potential coming out from the Terrorblade. Disrupt's a good setup as well. The Undying offers some protection in the lane. But Nemiga, they don't go for the Primal Beast because once again the Primal Beast, the first ban here from UALEIKUMNIHAO. Up against the Terrorblade as well in the lane. It wouldn't have, I don't think it would have been too bad. Again, a lot of what the Primal Beast puts out is magic damage. So you get on top of him, you get the lockdown. The Undyne's got no stuns. Terrorblade, no way to push you away as well until he goes for the Hurricane Pike. So yeah, if the Primal Beast gets on top of you, it could be curtains for the Terrorblade. And I'd like to see something coming out here that could match that aggression in the offlane. Let's take a look at the heroes. What could you realistically go for? Maybe the Underlord? It's gonna be the Zeus. Okay, Zeus, yeah. Good magic damage. Again, can flex. There's a whole lot of flex here in this Nemiga lineup. Sure what anybody's gonna play just yet. I think I'm landing on the snap by 5 Monkey King 4, Zeus in the mid lane. You've got the Dragon Knight to play in the off lane as well. As they ban out the Sniper. Sniper, good hero up against Terrorblade. Never really get close to get that Sunder off. No real gap closes on the side of ROBBNROLL as well, so you can just sit back and plink the heroes down.
10 seconds remaining.
You on Nemiga.
5
What
seconds
do you
remaining.
want as a carry?
Dire team
Actually, do you run the Zeus 4 up against the Terrorblade? Again, the Arc Lightning spam, the Lightning Bolt spam to come out onto the Terrorblade, not the strongest hero in terms of health in the world, so the Zeus might be able to get a lot of burst damage down onto this Terrorblade. It is a good question.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, either way, it should have the kill potential early on in the Terrorblade before he gets the BKB out. Before he looks for... I mean, the Terrorblade usually looks for the Dragonlance at the minute, potentially into either a Skadi right off the bat or into the Manta style as well. So the BKB, the early BKB, isn't really something that Terrorblade wants to go towards. As ROBBNROLL, they take out the anti-mage as well. And what does Violent want to play? No Morphlin, no anti-mage, no Sniper.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe there's something that plays at a distance still, carry-wise.
5 seconds remaining.
What could you go for? Or maybe a Faceless Void. Faceless Void might not be too bad. It means even if you face to face, they ban out the perk. Even if you face to face with the Terrorblade, your Chronosphere comes out. You get the damage off, you get the kill before he gets the Sunder off. You've got the Mortimer Kisses to come through. Wukong's on top of the Chronosphere as well to set up for that. Zeus with a whole lot of burst damage in his entire kit. Breathe Fire, Fireball for the Dragon Knight. If he's in the Dragon form as well, he does damage from outside the Chronosphere. I really wouldn't mind the Faceless here for Nemiga. You would have to worry about maybe before the BKB, the Disruptor getting off the Static Storm inside the Chronosphere though. Or stopping you completely. Yeah, the Glimpse as well on the time off. Maybe not such a good idea here, as the Kunkka comes out from UALEIKUMNIHAO.
Oh my god.
Choose your
Timbersaw. So, Marine Timbersaw up against the Kunkka in the mid lane.
God. Unlucky, I guess.
Violent on the Monkey King, so it is going to be the pause 1 Monkey King here. Palintimos on the Terrorblade. We've got Sobad on the Snap 5. Vizzy Dragon Knight to come through and just waiting for the pickup here from Hellscream on the Zeus. Meanwhile, on the side of ROBBNROLL, are they thinking about swapping these lanes and putting the Death Prophet in the mid up against the Timber and the Kunkka in the off? No, Shegarat's still going to be on the Death Prophet, so it is going to be the mids here. Hayes playing that Kunkka up against Marine. Tidebringer might be able to do something against the Timbersaw, but the Timbersaw, again, this ranged hero, not picked up in the mid lane, so it is going to be the Kunkka mid up against Marine with the Timbersaw. So yeah, you're going to be walking yourself into a whirling death.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay, whose lineup do I like more? Terrorblade is a big scurry beast, but Violent, it's a good setup here for the Monkey King. If Terrorblade, that Metamorphosis, even if the Metamorphosis is up, Violent will be able to throw out the Wukongs, sustain himself out. Has to watch out for the Sunder coming through here from Palintimos. But for the most part, I think I like Nemiga's lineup a little bit more. Just a little bit. Just a touch. But yeah, I think I like Nemiga's draft a little bit more. Palintimos in the lane. He might have a horrible time here with the Zeus and the Dragon Knight coming into this one. So before the Sunder is up, there is the option for Nemiga to put the pressure on the lane. And yeah, ROBBNROLL. Again, there's not a massive gap between these two teams, but I think Nemiga just have the edge coming into the second game as well. And I think the odds are probably going to reflect this. And yeah. ROBBNROLL, again, they've shown some good potential, but I think Nemiga are just a little bit of a step ahead. But guys, before we get into this game number 2, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsors over at EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Welcome back in. As we take a look here, smoke's coming out from both teams, and yeah, everybody still got those game faces on. They're still ready. There's some talking going on between the two teams. Everybody's prepared. They're looking forward to this game number 2. As our viewers. There's smoke coming out, but you can see that they're making a beeline here on the side of Nemiga to the top. Getting these early wards down. Meanwhile, on the other side, ROBBNROLL looking to maybe look for a gank in the Radiant jungle, but nobody's gonna be here. So both teams, it was a good idea. So good, in fact, both teams had it. Great minds thinking alike and all of that.
30 seconds to battle.
So Plintimos, Hayes, as well as Murray Y. Going to be coming back into this mid lane, though. And yeah, both teams are a little bit split up. The wards have gone down from the side of Nemiga as well in this mid lane. In the river, just to be able to spot this one out. It looks like they are going to try and disengage. Meanwhile, the Monkey King on the map. If we just take a look here, the big light blue dot making a move between 3 heroes, so has to be careful that he doesn't get caught out in the river. Looking for this so bad. Do they want to try and snatch this? Hellscream's going to be here as well. Murray, Scatterblast going to be used onto him now as well, but the reflection, will be used. And it looks like 3 bouncers. The Monkey King, he did get a steal on the bounty, even with 2 heroes being here. Violent, he might pay with some of his life force. Yeah. Might take him. I mean, he's got the TP scroll if he needs it to get himself down to the bottom lane as well. The odds, EGB thinking, yeah, Nemiga coming back in as the favourite. It's not a massive amount of difference between the two teams in terms of odds, but just enough to make Nemiga the 1.4 favourites to the 2.6 here of ROBBNROLL. And ROBBNROLL are a new team. They are still learning to gel together, so this might be where the hesitation to make it a little bit closer it comes from. And I understand that from EGB as well. And Nemiga, they've been together for a while now. Even if they swapped out Kiritich for Violent, they do look really darn good. So, yeah, coming into this one as the favourites, and probably my favourites as well for the series in this game. As Dragontail, we shall see if this Dragonite here, with the Ring of Health queued up, more than likely it is going to be the Meteor Hammer here coming through as well. Mary taking some lightning bolt damage. Even the Dragontail. Just to make sure he doesn't get denied the Vazia. Bottom lane, how's the Monkey King going to do up against? Because it is going to be 2 ranged heroes that he's going to be up against. Crypt Swarm coming through, Spirit Siphons, he's got to watch out for the Thunder Strikes.
How's it feel?
So there is a decent potential. Look at this now as well. Sobad's going to get pretty darn low up against Baxon. And Baxon, does he actually want to throw the damage out? Snapfire started up with the Scatterblast, so no Cookie to come through now as well. Violent, maybe trying to go for the chase down. And when that Cookie does come out, Violent, he could get Violent up against Baxon. So Baxon going to be thoroughly aware of his positioning here in this lane.
That's right.
But yeah, for the minute, it's going fairly even across the board. Mid lane here as well. On the Kunkka, on the Timbersaw. Not a massive difference between these two heroes, though. Bottom lane, the Cookie does come through. So bad, though. He gets pretty low. The Thunder Strike, the Balance Strike does come through. One more right click and Baxon. He's going to be the first blood. And do they get the kill onto the Snapfire? That Thunder Strike, it ended just a little bit early. And there will be the tango here for the Snapfire as well. So, nicely done. Nicely done, nicely done. Violent, like I say, you got to watch that positioning, mate. On Baxon. And it is going to cost him his life as the Cookie comes out. Just a good start here. And Violent gets himself quite quickly. And now, the Jingu coming through as well. The slowdown on the Scatterblast. But Shaggarat, he's not going to go down because of that glimpse onto Violent. The Violent so close. Now we'll get off the Jingu with the Violent Strike just to get the heal up in the lane. Still using it for the last hits, but he's got 2 charges on this Jingu, so the lifestealer will be quite nice. And I wonder if the Cookie comes out now as well. Do they want to go for more level 3 onto Violent so he doesn't have a point into Primal Spring? And yeah, I wonder if the Monkey King wants to go for that Primal Spring Tree Dance combo at level 4 just helps him close the gap a little bit on to somebody like the Disruptor. Meanwhile, the top lane, Palentimos going to come in through with a Metamorphosis onto Vazia. So Vazia going to be forced back. And still Ring of Health here for the Dragon Knight. Murray Y. He's looking alright. You know, healthy. You know, as healthy as an Undying could look, really. Being stitched together and reanimated. But, you know, he's looking, he's got himself full health in terms of the mangoes. Bottom lane. You do get the kill onto the snap. Bexon's the one that secures this, but Violent will just be looking for his farm underneath the tower, which means that the snap fire, maybe from that pull was out of position. They were just able to get the kill top lane. Speaking about out of position here, Hellscream is going to be able to get himself away with a heavenly jump at level 2. Taking a lot of damage here. I like that Malorine, you know, both the support rotation coming through from the Disruptor as well as Hayes going towards the water runes. And Malorine's just like, I don't need a bottle. For nerds, I don't need to refill that one. I'm just going to keep it in my backpack. Going towards the mana boots as well on the Timber Source. So, Torrent's going to come through as well, but Hayes... Malorine not going to be riding that Torrent. Yeah, Malorine's just going to be able to stand up as well. He's got that 1 point here into the reactive armor as well. So taking those tower shots, and not a massive amount of damage to come through. Bottom lane though, the glimpse comes back. Shagrat, do they actually get the cookie in? Where is that glimpse? The balance strike now as well. And Disruptor, one more right click Violent. He's not going to have it, and Violent might go down as well. And now that glimpse comes through, and Violent gets super down low. The Mage Chief though, to dodge off the right clicks, he will still fall. Still in range of the right clicks of Shagrat. Not able to claim the kill, so maybe an overextension. Well, not maybe, definitely an overextension by the Monkey King. What else can they do? Murray Y. Dragon Tail comes out onto the Undying here as Hellscream underneath the tier 1. Just trying to take those zombies down. That is a big thing. They don't have in this lane a Tombstone Taker. The Snapfire's on the bottom lane, providing support to the Monkey King. You're trying to go for the burst onto Palentimos as well, so you don't have that Snapfire up here to literally try to down the Tombstone anytime it comes out until the team fights start breaking out, or you start to see the rotations. You know, Monkey King in the jungle and the Snapfire starts to rotate up to this top lane. So Vazia might suffer a little bit. It is going to be the Meteor Hammer as well here. That Metamorphosis though, it should be wearing off. No, it's a fresh one. I mean, it will still be wearing off, but not as quick as I thought it was going to wear off. Next mark, Torrent comes through. This time he will ride the Torrent here. Undying rotating in. Murray, though, is going to be challenged by Hellscream for this double damage rune, and Hellscream does pick it up just to make sure it's not taken away. Malorine not going to be able to refill the bottle. In fact, he's going to be able to because he just walks himself up for the bounty. Takes it. He's got the combination now as well for the mana boots. So just going to use these bottle charges before he combines here with the booster for the arcane boots. He's going to have that mana back. And top lane, Palentimos going to be chased away. Hellscream, don't forget, double damage rune coming through here. Palentimos in a little bit of trouble here. The reflection will be used, and Hellscream does get pretty darn low. As a Mango, if he wants to start throwing spells out. I actually went for the lightning bolt and not that arc lightning spell. I suppose it makes sense because Vazia, you don't want to interrupt the farm. And take it away and, you know, interrupt the flow of the Dragon Knight. Because the DK, it's all about the flow. Bottom lane. Yeah, Balance going to be glimpsed back into a Crypt Swarm, but for the most part, not really going to be current here. Top lane, Dragon Tail does come through. Hellscream maybe trying to set up on the side. Do they get the chase down to Vazia? Vazia has to back himself away. Ring of Health will be here as well as the Crown. So Vazia, he's looking alright in the lane. Yeah, he's looking alright. Even if he has been forced back early on, he's still got the momentum to go towards this. In fact, the Timberchair is going to rotate in now as well. Palentimos, they have Palentimos of damage to get this kill onto the Terrorblade. That was the worst joke I've ever. And I make some bad jokes here. Malorine, the boat will fly through. They have the X mark, the lockdown. Do they take down? They do. They break the Timbersaw. Hellscream now has to run for his life. Hayes trying to use these bottle charges as well. Run buff will be wearing off. Was the X mark? Do they have the vision onto the Zeus? The Zeus is trying to break some ankles in the trees. The heavenly jump does come through bottom lane now as well. So bad. It ain't going so great for him. As well, coming back into the lane. But Shagrat's going to be here now as well. Does he try and go here for the Jingu Mastery? Is Violent Does pop it, but going to be taking a lot of damage coming through. But the Jingle Mastery comes through. Balance Strike will be used. TP coming in from Malrine. And can he get this kill on Shagrat? Shagrat, he's going to be out of mana. Another Jingu stack coming through here. Violent, he just needs to try and close this gap with the Baxen. Baxen trying to run himself away, but Chakram comes through. Violent will get the kill. Now they might even be able to go on to the Death Prophet. Death Prophet can get himself away. The Cookie comes out, but it was a little bit too short. Malrine keeps up this chase here. The damage coming through from the Chakram. Shagrat trying to run away from this, but the Scat's Blast to slow down. The Monkey King is back. Malrine gets the kill. And the Monkey, he just wanted to supervise that kill. The Primal Spring was still on cooldown, so he couldn't get himself off the tree in time, and they just give the kill up to Malrine. And I suppose if you're not going to be able to get it on your 1, your 2 is still a great option to get the kill on. So as you're looking for the push down with his Meteor Hammer, he's got the gold coming out for it in, what, about 25 on the DK? Yeah, 15 gold. Hayes, though, X marks the spot. One of these TP rotations. There's going to be the boat coming on to Vazzy now as well. The drag back with the boat. They should be able to get the kill. But he does buy out that Void Stone first. So once he does respawn... Ooh, the Zeus Courier. It's not going to be... Because it actually gets seen, it does. So Murray gets some extra gold from that. But it will be the bottom lane. They get the kill into Baxen. Baxen overextending here. Yeah, Palintimos with this Metamorphosis here on the top lane. The help of Murray as well. They should be able to take this tier 1 tower. So the Dragon Knight not getting the run over in the lane that the Dragon Knight's used to. TPs himself towards the tier 2. Completes up onto the Meteor Hammer. But he should. Yeah, he's going to lose that tier 1.
Tower has fallen.
Meteor Hammer for the Dragon Knight. Now you have your Dragon Tail that's got a 2.5 second stun. 3 seconds at level 4 now as well. We'll come back to that in a second. Spirit Siphons. Shagrat. He's going to be able to chase away Malrine. They don't get the damage off. He's got that regen. The glimpse comes back, but it's onto the high ground. Timothy doesn't connect the way he wants to. X-Mark comes through here, and Hayes, he's looking for that kill. The torrent damage coming through now as well, and Malrine, another Timothy away. Does he get the TP? Surely he doesn't. The Crypt Swarm will finish the job. So it was close, and it was cute, and it wasn't enough. They still get the kill onto Malrine. He wasn't able to get the TP away. Top lane, Vazia coming in now, Dragon Form, Meteor Hammer being dropped on the tower now as well. Flintimo's trying to do what he can with the illusions to stop the catapult wave pushing in, but the Dragon Knight should be able to take care of that. Should just be able to deal with it, and yeah, pushing in now with the Dragon Form. That Meteor Hammer's going to be up in the next 5 seconds now as well. Hazel rotating in. They have the vision on this. Boat going to fly through. Vazia, does he walk himself away from this one? The X mark comes in, but the Cookie will be there, and the Tombstone instantly deleted from that little shredder coming through from the Snapfire. Vazia in the Dragon Form. Dragon Tail turning this one around into the Meteor Hammer as well. Murray, they have the stun damage. Hellscream's up here now as well. But Malrine is going to rotate in there. They're going to focus down onto Hayes. Hayes is going to get low. The multiple kisses will start to rain down, and now Murray will be the next target. In these cases, well, he loses his courier there as well, so going to lose the mana boots. Glimpse comes out. Malrine, I've been bigging you up, man, on this hero, and you just can't land these timber chains to get the drag forward, even when you're being glimpsed. Yeah, bottom lane though, Violent, he's going to be engaged on by Shagrat. Shagrat going towards the Greaves on the Death Prophet. They should still lose this tier 1 tower. With the pushing of Malrine as well as throwback, Glimpse will be used, but Timber Chain this time it does work. He has the chase down. Chakram was that well in death. He throws out the Chakram, gets the kill. Oh, the Cookie comes out to get the stun onto Hayes, but it looks like Malrine this time he's looking for the TP out and not looking for the engage in. While that's going on, the Dragon Knight's already rotated himself to the mid lane to look to take down this tier 1 tower, and Meteor Hammer up in 5 seconds. He's doing a decent amount of right click damage to it now as well, but Hayes just rotates in. Violent in the jungle, Echo Saber into the Maelstrom. So he's looking to defend this now as well. Illusion Rune here for Vazia, so it's not the Aghanims into the Manta that you do expect, but the Illusion Runes on the Dragon Form, they're still going to be able to do something to this tower. Just get a little bit of the poison off and take it down a little bit more. He's got no backdoor protection for a tier 1. Smoke comes out though from UALEIKUMNIHAO. Who do they find with this? Everybody looks like a scary target here. Hellscream, he's going to be the first one forward. X-Mark, Hellscream. No boat, but just into the torrent. Hellscream, does he try and get himself away? The Heavenly Jump, he might actually no. Absolutely not, Murray says. I'm going to be able to just kill you with a decay stack. And they will lose the tier 1 tower. Palintimos rotating in here as well. Net worth-wise, the Leikumnihao are... Well, I say they were on top, but this ancient stack here, it should stack up for Malrine and get themselves back in business. Lowering that gap between the two teams. Yeah, Malrine, he might have to go back and heal up because, again, only 1 point in reactive armor. So he's not got that mega heal to come through on, like, the 30 stacks that you get at level 4. Well, that's happening enough. Dragon Knight top lane. They're looking towards the tier 1 tower. Should be able to take that tier 1 tower as well. This time uncontested. Yeah. Claims it for himself. Violent. He's a little bit behind the Terrorblade in terms of net worth. And has been left alone on the lane. Shagrat looking to push out. Yeah, Shagrat's not the easiest target as well for Violent. Because even though you've got the Jingu, you've got the extra damage, you've got 4 on the Spirit Siphon, 4. Until the, is it the Shard? Or is it the actual Scepter? Oh, they might make a dive here, Shagrat. Maybe acting as bait. Yeah, it is the Shard to come out there. Shagrat, but maybe Shagrat held around a little bit too long. Cookie comes out, Shagrat, he turns back into it. Wu comes to man. Does he want to go for this now as well? Spirit Siphon going to be used. Malrine trying to stack up the damage. Even the rotation from Hayes. You still see 3 or 4 heroes making a beeline here towards this bottom lane from the side of Leikumnihao. Shagrat, the lockdown. He's already outside of the Wukong Saman. Pops the Greaves, or at least the mechanism. No Greaves just yet. And they even get the boat back in onto the Monkey King. Violent inside this Wukong Saman, but Hayes, he's doing the real damage here with the double damage, and Hayes needs to run himself away. Hellscream's on the retreat now as well, but where's that glimpse? It's 4 seconds away. 3 down to the low ground here. Do they want to go even further? Hellscream, he's got that Thunder God's Wrath. He might be able to do some damage. 3 points into the lightning bolt now as well. Baxton, he might be low enough to get the kill on Malrine. Does he want to come back into this fight as well? Mana boots are available. Hellscream just trying to dodge himself around the trees. Will be silenced up now, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of a ring around the rosies. So Hellscream will be able to break some ankles. X-Mark comes out, and now they will finally be able to slay the god. Get that kill. Tier 2 tower being pressured from the side of Leikumnihao as well. And this is what I like, you know, it's a bit of a different draft. They've gone for something a little bit more fighty. And it's working out for them, because they are going to be able to take this early advantage here, breaking the 10-kill barrier first on the side of Leikumnihao. The Dragon Knight looking to find these stacks, looking to split push away from the rest of his team, where usually you'd expect the Blink Dagger up for the Dragon Knight, you know, the BKB already up for the Dragon Knight, looking to get involved, but because he's trying to look to split push, that is a big detriment to the early part of Nemiga's fight. Maybe, you know, with this Meteor Hammer being up the Blink Dagger now as well, he's going to be going back towards a BKB, and that should be where the Dragon Knight starts to get effective in the fight, start to look for rotations, and group up with his team to take the fights, take the objectives. The Monkey King still working towards the Maelstrom as well. It seems like he went for the Echo Saber first, so he's looking to get the double Jingus off in the attacks and the stacks in the lane. Just looking to get the ganks off, it seems like, onto Leikumnihao. But yeah, for the most part, the Monkey King, he's not the highest in net worth. He's going to be behind the cause, but he's not the lowest either. Yo, he's having an alright time and should have the potential, once this Maelstrom comes out, to catch up as well. We'll be able to help the farm, but Hayes is invis and going straight towards the Orchid after the BKB. This is... I remember Hurry talking about this. I remember like it was yesterday. It wasn't yesterday. It wasn't actually too far away. For the Kunkka, this is going to be an invis rune and not a silver edge to come out for him. The Orchid coming through now. The command will be used, but the Static Storm, the lockdown. They should have the kill onto Violent. No. Oh no, the Glimpse comes out now as well, but Boundless Strike comes through. Violent trying to hang around 3 heroes. Now they should have the kill onto Violent. Trying to do what he can to sustain with his Jingu. Into the trees, Miskeep comes out as well, but in the end Hayes will get killed. But yeah, bottom lane, they get the kill onto Shagrat. It's a good trade, but you don't want to be losing your position 1. And this isn't, I wouldn't say it could be down to a little bit of position here for Violent. But this is him just trying to catch up. He could have moved himself back into the Radiant jungle a little bit earlier on. So again, it's just, he looked better. He looked, you know, it looked cleaner in the first game, but he does still sometimes maybe doesn't have the map awareness he should have as a carry to say this is a bad move. There's people missing off the map, and if I get caught out, I'm gonna die. So I mean, again though, he's still a very young player. I still think he's grown a lot from his days on bait. So every player is prone to mistakes as well. Nobody's going to play perfectly. And it's... Yeah, they get the stun onto the meter. I'm going to throw onto Blintermost now as well. No Dragon Tail, but Malrine rotates in. Thunder comes out. Malrine. Balance Strike will be used here as well. The multiple kisses, they do rain down, but not every one of them connects. And Malrine, he's going to be put in trouble and killed off. But now, it's tough. The cookie comes out, but the connected field into the Static Storm. And that's the death of the Dragon Knight. And yeah, UALEIKUMNIHAO looking way better here with this lineup. When they go for a bit more aggression, when they look for the fights, and like I say, nothing... not a massive amount of distance between these two teams, I don't think. To me, the glimpse into the X mark, just pulling, you know, like on a ping pong table, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between the two players. But yeah, to me, UALEIKUMNIHAO and I think Nemiga are the two favorites to go up. So you would expect this to go up the distance, go to a game number 3.
Regeneration.
There's Kunkka. How is he looking? Hellscream, he's got himself the shot on the Zeus, so even as a support, you've got the damage that you're going to be outputting. They changed it, what was it, to 8%, or was it less than 8% now? Blintermost, he does have that Aegis, but for how long is the question. They pop it, and it looks like the sound of Nemiga. Do they actually want to try and re-engage? It's going to be the Zeus coming through with the lightning bolt here onto the Terrorblade. But it looks like the rest of Nemiga, they want to back themselves away. Yeah, they pop that Aegis. It is going to be good enough, but they might lose Vaz in the process now. Because they want to fight back into this one. The cookie comes in. Vaz here, he's going to get low. He's going to go down. Chakraf picks up a kill. X-Mark now as well. So maybe a bit of saving your friend syndrome coming out here from the side of Nemiga. And they do lose too. Instead of just doing your best Elsa impression, because Hurry actually taught me that the character's name is Elsa, and letting it go. Hellscream. Gonna go for the TP away. Does he get himself out of this one? The Static Storm comes out. Again, they have no way to stop the TP, and then they pop a Static Storm to try and get the kill onto that, and Hellscream will be away. But yeah, the Shard comes out for the Zeus as well, so he's going to be able to do a lot of damage with the Arc Lightning bouncing around the Lightning Bolt as well. And what did he change? It was 8% of the current health. From any attacks or any abilities, and you know how much Zeus can spam, especially if he's playing this semi-core role where he might go towards an Octarine core, already going in towards the Aether Lens for the Zeus. It's actually the Ags after the Aether Lens, because you know that's what supports build, right? Aether Lenses and Ags, and well, they do actually build mana boots, so I can't drag them for that. But yeah, the Dragon Knight, he's in a little bit of trouble, and this is where I think the Meteor Hammer is a bit of a trap, where you don't really have that momentum in the lane. You weren't pushing down onto the tower, you're actually being forced out. What's that win probability? 22% here from Nemiga, and 78% for the side of UALEIKUM. Yeah, UALEIKUM looking really good. Top lane as well. I know Malrine plays this team, so but I think I would have preferred them to play the Monkey in the mid lane up against the Kunkka. For them to go for something different. What was the draft order? Was the Kunkka the last pick? I don't remember.
Double damage.
Thunder Gods being used as a scouting tool. We'll see that UALEIKUM there grouped up in their own jungle. Now the smoke comes through. But the Timbersaw Malrine just continuing to push this one. He's going towards a Ags of his own. He's going to be a wee bit closer than Hellscream. Hellscream still going. He's saying, no, that's my gold. Yeah, you need to leave, mate. There is 3 heroes making a beeline towards where you are, Hellscream. You need to give it a leave. They're going to see Haze. Does he get himself out of this one? He's got that TP. The Torrent connects. They see him. They're going to be able to get the kill on Haze. Just taking a guess. They do get the kill. Yeah, and Hellscream, I think they actually saw him in the trees. He might have stepped out and given vision. But he needed to leave way before that. It's not the worst thing in the world, you support going down. It's just that obviously if you can avoid it, you want nobody to go down yet. It's going to be Yules here for the Zeus now. Changes his mind from the Ags. So Aether Lens into the Yules. I mean, again, he's going to be doing a decent amount of damage with the shard, so doesn't really need as a position for Wukong to come out. Baxton's just straight out of it now as well. Starts to storm the lockdown with the kinetic field and the Monkey King. Gotta go for TP away, doesn't matter. They are gonna be able to get the kill. The lockdown comes through. And once again, Aleikum hunting as a pack. They pick off the Monkey King. Might be able to take down Vizier as well. So bad. No, they both get the TPs away. But the Monkey definitely needs that BKB. He needs it soon as well. Because every time he's throwing out this Wukong command, they don't have an anchor point on the side of Nemiga to keep these heroes locked down inside of the Wukong command, and they just walk themselves out. There's no drag back with the vacuum of like Darkseer or a static stone connected field kind of thing that helps out here in the mid lane as well. It looks like Strawbag going to be taking some damage coming through, but yeah, Nemiga don't have an anchor point for these fights. And as much as they'd like the Meteor Hammer, the Dragon Tail to be that, the Dragon Knight's just not having the game that he wants to be effective with. And again, this Dragon Knight needing to go towards the BKB as well. He's going to be a ways away from it. He's going to be at least 1,800 gold away. And that's before he gets maybe picked off again and gets delayed on that gold. So yeah, about 1,700 gold away here for the Dragon Knight. And Vizier, he needs that catcher potential. Not the catcher potential even. He just needs that I'm not gonna die potential when he does jump in with the Dragon Tail Blink Dagger. So, how's it looking in terms of net worth as well? This Tower Blade's right at the top, 5k ahead of the Monkey King. Yeah, I think let's get the Dragon Tail out now. Chakram comes through, double Chakram, and Thunder goes through after this. But this is the Dragon Form pop for this fight as well. And all they're going to be able to get out of it is a Disruptor as Sobak gets low. Yeah, good few ultimates popped out for that though. And the ult, they don't all come up as quickly as the Chakram. Well, that's going on. I think this is the BKB here now for the Monkey King. Dragon Knight after that one. He has enough for the Mithril Hammer if he wants that. But Haze comes in. He blinks himself away. Playing it safe. They actually have a ward onto the high ground. No sentry as far as I see. Nemiga would just playing it safe in the trees though. The Torrent doesn't connect. Vizier, he's still looking for that Blink Dagger. He's going to have it back up now as well. So if he needs to get himself out of dodge, he can pop that panic button, you know, pull the ripcord.
Double damage.
Is the Monkey... Is that the recipe? It is. This is a BKB coming out now for the Monkey King. So a good timing for them. But, oh, they get the kill onto Baxton on the top lane as well. I say they. Marine, he just sets a trap. He waits for Baxton to walk into it. Now the chase onto Hellscream though. Hellscream can he get himself away? Heavenly Jump comes out. No X-Mark going to be used, but the Bullwhip Torrent won't connect Hellscream. He's looking to break the vision. He's looking for the TP. Does he find it in the trees? No, and Hayes going to be able to chase him down, get this kill. The silence comes out. Hayes and Chagrak grouping up for that one. Really nice kill onto the Zeus. But yeah, Nemiga, it's looking rough for them. The Monkey King gets the early BKB because he splits out that Echo Saber. You know, he's going to be able to get the Ogrex back from that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And
Dire's structures are fortified.
okay. This is bottom lane. It will push in. Well, if the Monkey King has anything to say about it, it might. The Disruptor in the trees as well. He could be scouted out. The Cookie, yeah. So Snapfire just using the Fire Snap Cookie.
Top tower is under attack.
So the Disruptor in the trees, maybe looking to set up. There are going to be TPs coming through now as well. Violent. Thunder Strike is going to be careful. He has that BKB. Does he want to pop this hero now? They do go for the lockdown though. Onto Marine. Wukong's man comes out. Once again, Hayes just to be able to walk himself away from this when they have no lockdown. And they should be able to get the kill onto the Timbersaw. Yeah, they get the kill to Baxton first, but the Timbersaw, he goes in way too deep. They're going to trade off the support for a core. And yeah, even though they lost the Timbersaw, the Exorcism coming out here as well. I don't know who's going to be happier with this because the Flesh Golem is going to be popped here as well as the Metamorphosis. Obviously, the Metamorphosis is going to be used for the farm in the jungle. But the Exorcism, it's just going to be used to farm after the fight breaks out. And Marine, he might be happy he gave up his life. He still got himself a kill. And he forced out a good couple of big spells here on the side of ROBBNROLL. Kept Violent alive as well. And Violent did have to use his BKB. But this is, again, to me, the big issue that he pops the He pops a Wukong's command,
Dire's bottom tower is
and
under
everybody
attack.
has some way to just walk away, just leave. And they don't have the lockdown for this Wukong's command to be until he gets like an Abyssal Blade, until the Dragon Knight does get involved with the rest of his team with the Dragon Tail into the Meteor Hammer. They don't have a way to have a mass lockdown here with this Wukong's command. And ROBBNROLL can just walk themselves away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And yeah, the win probability here.
Radiant's top tower.
Okay,
is
it's coming
falling.
back slightly for Nemiga, but still in favor. 64% in favor of ROBBNROLL. The Roshan, it's going to be back up now as well. Smoke coming out from Nemiga. They don't have a scan. They're making the way towards the pit. It looks like Roche is back up. Can they take a fight around this one? Self-Scream just trying to do what he can up against this Terrorblade illusion. So yeah, Roche scouted out Violent. We'll see it. Smoke into the pit. Smoke doesn't break down as well. Do they want to try and come in? Because, I mean, you've got the outside, so you've got this boat to fly through as well. And I wonder, Hayes, if he tries to check the Sobad outside of the pit. Thunder God's Wrath comes out. They get the scouts out now as well. They know where it is, and Violent, he's going to be able to not only pick up the Aegis, but I'm pretty sure the Shard too. Yeah, this is a great timing here for the Nemiga. This was actually really good. They got themselves in with the smoke. Smoke doesn't break, and the ROBBNROLL just not sure where everyone is. Don't know if they want to commit to it. Don't know if they want to move themselves into the pit. And all of a sudden, the Monkey King with the Shard. Does he take the Shard though? Because the Shard is the Boundless Strike one. Maybe give it over to who doesn't have those. The Zeus has his. Dragon Knight wouldn't be too bad with a Fireball. I just think the Boundless Strike... Well, I mean, the Boundless Strike's not bad for closing the gap, but I think you give it over to Vazia, if I'm being completely honest. Yes, I know, the core giving away the Shard. The position 1 as well. But I just think this Fireball is incredibly useful in these fights. Especially if you get that actual lockdown off with the Dragon Tail into the Meteor Hammer. Fireball underneath the feet. The damage will stack up. Smoke coming through from ROBBNROLL. But everybody on the side of Nemiga grouped up here.
Dire are scanning.
Mid lane. What's Violent looking towards? He's still holding on to that shot. He's still giving it the old hug of death here. Not passing it over to anybody just yet. Is he just holding up the shot off like, ha, I don't even need to use the shot. While, yeah, the Dragon Knight's like, please sir, I am but a humble knight. Yeah, just pass it over, give it to the Dragon Knight. Actually, he didn't have it flying out or anything like that, yeah, so, okay, so he's just holding on to it. For now. Now he's going to consume it. So he actually wants the Boundless Strike jumping. So what this does is, and it's pretty weird, so you can auto cast the Boundless Strike, which when you do that, you leap from one end to the other. So it's a good gap closer.
Unlucky, I guess.
Dire's bottom
Malrine,
tower
did you want to try
is
and go
under
for this here as well? Hayes. Yeah, so you put your auto cast on, you throw out the Boundless Strike, and you leap from one end of it, you close that gap. And it's really nice to get on top of the hero that you are trying to go with the Boundless Strike on, but I just would have thought the Dragon Knight's Shard would have been a little bit nicer here. X-Mark, but Marine's making a move. Do they get the balance? They're waiting for it. Is he going to go for the auto toggle now? Well, it's really like they want to do. They get a jump on though. Look at this. The Thunder God's Wrath comes out. Murray is going to get really down low. BKB has to come through from Hayes. They've got the chase down onto Hellscream. Hellscream's going to be orchided now as well. The drag back. They get the kill onto the Zeus to start this one. And it looks like Nemiga, even though they were squaring that one up, they were sizing it up for the jump. They're not going to be able to go for it. They've got the TP out. Snap fire. They've got the glimpse. No, they've got the glimpse back. And so bad. This isn't going to be so great for him. As the Monkey King did go in for the full Mjolnir as well. Trying to tree dance himself away. I really think he should have given it over to the Dragon Knight. But what do I know? That's why I'm not the pro player. The sounds comes out. Bazzi pops the BKB TP. No bashes. No bashes. Yeah. Malrine's pushing on the top lane. That was really rough for the side of... Oh, in fact, Violent. The glimpse comes back and pops the BKB though. Wukong's command comes out. He's just going to use this for a kill. He does take down Becton. And then goes for the TP out. So, okay, if you're going to have to pop the BKB, you know, you get a kill before you leave. It makes it slightly worth. But yeah, that was really rough in the mid lane because it was going to be UALEIKUMNIHAO, the ones that wanted to engage. They were looking for the jump onto the Haze Kunkka when he came back from the X-Max support. But just was not able to do it. Get that damage off. Dragon Knight could be in trouble now as well. Vazia has to get himself away with the Ogre Steel Totem. So, how's he looking? What's that AC? What? Just sell the wand on the Dragon Knight. Irene, you've got to be careful here, bud. The Chakram comes through. He's going to be able to get the Blink Timber Chain away. And the Chakram falling all the way back, leaving a line here to the Timbersaw. Hellscream's going to be maybe that Canary in the coal mine. Torrent, but he gets that jump out. Your Scepter. He has to get the kills. There's been the reveal now as well. Hellscream just gets caught out of position. Couldn't get that run away, but it does mean that Maureen will be able to get himself out alive. So yeah, that sacrificial lamb here, the supports, both of those supports playing that role fairly efficiently as Violent just continues to farm. So does Vazia. Gonna be the Skadi here for the Monkey King. Pretty nice, pretty nice. How far away from it is he going to be, though, this Monkey King? He's still going to be about 1,000 gold away. Okay, so not a massive amount. In fact, no, he's not even going to be that. He's going to be about 600 gold away now. And mid lane, we'll see UALEIKUMNIHAO.
Radiant's top tower
Looking for
is
a
under
push
attack.
down. Did he want to come in? It's going to be Maureen the first one forward as well. It's going to be that Bexham gets found out. Static Storm comes out. Connected Field now as well. The double Chakram. But Maureen not caught in the Static Storm Connected Field combo. The Hex will be used though. If they're going to kill, there's going to be the Mortimer Kisses raining down Hellfire now as well. The Greaves will be used. It looks like Maureen has to pop his BKB. A lot of damage coming through, but neither team finding a kill. And Maureen just leading on a merry goose chase. But the balance strike, the jump out here from the Monkey King. He's about 300 gold away from completing onto the Skadi. You just got to leave here though, Violent. Yeah, you can't let yourself get caught out. Just go for that TP. Vazia, do they actually try and make a jump happen? The Exorcism will be wearing off. Not everybody from the side of UALEIKUMNIHAO's grouped up here as well. So it looks like you see the Monkey King trying to split the wave, trying to maybe bait back in the Flesh Golem. Will wear off the Murray now as well. Tombstone's going to be dropped. But the Meteor Hammer, it gets cancelled. The Cookie comes out, the little Shredder. So they do take down the Tombstone. Paladinus is in this fight now as well. And Violent Vazia, you just have to go for the TP to where they lose their support. And they just go for the leave. But at least everybody sees the funny side of it. But they do lose another charge on the BKB as well. Meanwhile, Terrorblade, that's going to be a fresh 9-second BKB for him. Yo, it's a clean BKB. Kunkka going into the Basher here as well. He's sick of watching these enemy TPs right under his nose, so he just goes straight in for the Basher. He's... Thought he might have been able to set up there onto the Dragon Knight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
DK.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's the first member
Dire's top
DK
tower
crew,
has
Dragon
fallen.
Knight. He's looking to just stop the push onto his tier 1. Recipe gold is a big issue here for this
Radiant's
AC.
middle tower has
With it being
fallen.
another 1,300 gold, but he's got the goals for the rest of the items, the buckler, as well as this hyperstone here.
Dire's top tower
And
is
Vazia.
under attack.
While this is going on, UALEIKUMNIHAO, the win probability actually keeps on dropping now. 41% in favor of Nemiga, 59% in favor of UALEIKUMNIHAO. You know, at one point they were something like 80-90% to win this one. But Nemiga, they are delaying this game. They're finding the items on the Monkey King. The BKB timings are going down, though. That's going to be a major issue for the side of Nemiga in the fights. But we'll see if it's going to be enough here with Violent Skadi. If it's going to be enough to win this one. He's going towards a Mage Slayer as well. So what's that? Could be the full Blood Thorn for the Monkey King. As Palintimo's not checked in with him recently, but... Yeah, what's the respawn? A minute and 24 seconds on the Roche.
So safe harbor, eh?
So, Terrorblade's got the Skadi of his own, going towards a Lincoln Sphere here. Violent, he's going to be really careful. The balance strike comes out now as well. They get the jump in. Was this a great bait, mate? I think it was. They get the kill onto Shadrach. They might even be able to go into Haze. He pops that BKB. Do they have the damage to take him down before he gets the TP out? No, they don't. But they can chase on for more. Murray, why? Why, Murray, why? He's going to be killed off. And Vazia, great setup there from the Dragon Knight. Again, the Roshan is going to be 50 seconds away. So not the the perfect timing for Nemiga, but they do take a good fight. They get themselves some gold from that, some good kills as well, taking down the 2 supports and a core. And once again, swinging the game for the first time in... since the start, roughly. That it comes back in the second time. There was a little couple of dips after the last fight as well. Or swings in favor of Nemiga, but yeah, 57% in favor of Nemiga according to Dota Plus. Coming into this one, they're going to be able to take down a tier 2 tower and then potentially back themselves up. Yeah, taking out the outpost as well. Roshan is 8 seconds away, so this could be a good time in here. The Death Drop is still down for 14 seconds, but the BKBs have mostly come back off cooldown. I'm pretty sure the Dragon Knight's 22 seconds away. Haze is 19 seconds away. Terrorblade, still a fresh BKB for the Terrorblade now as well, and as the Death Prophet respawns, he will have his BKB back as well. Violent, is he going to be so lucky? He still has that BKB. You want to maybe try and go for the glimpse? Nope. And now the Tombstone on top of the cliff, but so bad, he might lose his life. He will lose his life. Has that buyback available to him. That might be super important here. As the Roshan is up. Zeus, going to be the mighty Zeus. Going to be about 1,400 gold away now from his Aghanim Scepter. Did the DK go back for a shot? He didn't. He just, straight up AC comes out here. The Dragon Knight around the Roche pit. Wukong's command. Violent. He's teasing it. Not going to throw it out yet to the King, though. So bad. He bought back for this. He has those Mortimer Kisses up as well. He's trying to go towards the Lincoln Sphere to stop these glimpses coming in. Outside of the pit, the Roshan. Vazia as well as Violent inside, though. There is going to be a Terrorblade illusion. Or is that boat? It could fly through. No exorcism, though. It is down. They waited it out. Dead for down for 85 seconds now as well. Malrine, he might have gone a little bit too far, but he pops the BKB. The Hex wears off now as well. The Wukong's command will be out, protecting this Roshan. Even with the Static Storm, Thunder God's about to come through. Violent, he still takes the Aegis, even if the Dire get the claim on the Roshan. And what else does he get from this? It's going to be Aghanim's Blessing coming through with Violent Strike, but he's silenced off now. His BKB is down, but he does have that Aegis coming through. So they're going to look for a fight here. Terrorblade has the BKB of his own. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Dragon Knight Vazia. He might have gone way too far. They do get the kill onto Haze. Haze has that buyback available, though. They're going to be able to take down so bad. Violent on the trees. They don't have the vision on him. He might come through on this Violent Strike. They're going to be going with the Chakrams. Palintimos. Does he get that Sunder off? The damage is going to be way too much. And the Monkey King, he's absolutely cleaning up here. Only Shagarat lives. And with that Jingu coming through in a couple of seconds after the Hex, the BKB is back up for Violent. He gets pretty darn violent. He gets, what, 3 of those? Triple kill coming through. Now going to be able to lead the line. There is buybacks on 3 heroes inside of UALEIKUMNIHAO. But look at that cleanup. Even having the Aegis popped there in the pit. So Violent, yeah, it's a bit of a head scratcher there. Coming through, but he did get the Ag's Blessing as well. So has that Wukong's command spawning the Wukong soldiers every so often. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be his Bloodthorn. Oh, losing my voice. The Bloodthorn? The Bloodthorn. It's going to be the Bloodthorn coming out for Violent. Yeah, being able to take down the tier 3 tower, stepping up now onto Rax as well. There is buybacks from the Terrorblade, as well as Haze on the Conqueror if they want to go for this one. But it looks like Violent, he's going to be able to step up, take A lane. Does he want to try and make it to this tier 3 tower on the bottom lane? It is pretty low. Are they trying to force out buybacks? Fortification will be used. Malrine's going to try and get himself into the base, just force these 2 supports back into the fountain. Kunkka coming back up in a couple of seconds now as well. Terrorblade not too far away, but they're going to lose at least 2 lanes of Rax from this, it looks like. Yeah, oh, in the trees, they've got the lockdown onto the Kunkka. Kunkka can get himself away from this one. BKB will be used from Haze, but Violent, he no longer has this Aegis. The Wukong's command will be coming through. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Murray, but they do get the kill onto Violent. And they still protect this Rax. Yeah, the cleave coming through from the Kunkka. It stops this ranged Rax from falling now, but the tier 4 towers are being pressured. There is no Rax in the mid lane, only that last outpost. Not even the outpost, just the building. And the effigy of Jade. Who does that belong to? By Haste. But yeah, they did get the kill onto Violent. That is pretty darn nice. Violent has his buyback, though, if he needs it. Going in towards the Bastion next as well, so he's going to be able to get rid of that one. Thunder God's Wrath will be used, but again, look more like a scouting tool than an actual, we're going to fight, we're going to try and look for any kills kind of thing. Hellscream has this active now as well. Just look at the swing. 82% after it being like down at 78, something like that, in favor of the side of UALEIKUMNIHAO. Nemiga have pulled this game right back from the clutches. 23 to 13 to 31, excuse me, in terms of kills, and a 12k net worth lead going the way of Nemiga after it being at its lowest point. It was a 7k, an 8k net worth lead here for the side of ROBBNROLL. But yeah, 78% in favor of them at the 20, or about the 25 minute, the 23, 24 minute mark here. And all of a sudden, well, not even all of a sudden, it's been a slow build from the side of Nemiga. They've slowly built themselves, they've got the right items and got themselves back into this game. And again, the mid lane racks are down. This range racks on the bottom lane has 58 health left. It is a right click away from going down and putting the creep equilibrium in favor of Nemiga on the bottom lane. So I wonder if Violent, he is playing the Monkey King after all. He could look to get cheeky. Because Violent on the Monkey King, the god of mischief, could look to maybe just stealth his way into the high ground. And look to finish off top lane though. Mallory, the Hex comes out. The Timbersaw. Did he want to try and make a move onto this? He's got that Black King bar. And the silence was off. But does he want to go for the BKB? He does. Now Shagrat, his own BKB, is going to be wearing off now as well. He might look for the re-engage on the side of ROBBNROLL. But not sure who's waiting for them. Dragon Knight comes in. He's going to be able to get the stomp. Yeah, the Dragon Tail comes off to get the kill onto Murray. Murray's going to go down the Hex onto Violent. But Violent, it will be wearing off. Even the Reflection come through as well. He's going to be silenced up. How's that BKB still holding on to it? Maybe the buyback more important here for the Monkey King. So yeah, doesn't have a whole lot of surplus there. Only about 80 gold surplus over the buyback here for the Monkey King. So he wants to hold that potentially for the next Roche. Potentially for... just making sure if he does get picked off, there's a way for them to defend the base. Doesn't want to buy out, it doesn't seem, for that Basher just yet. Because Vazia going in for the Satanic now, so that's going to amp up the survivability. He's already got himself this hammer. The pushback from the Havoc hammer is pretty nice and strengthen the damage as well. Does he actually want to dive himself in? He's got that Blink Dagger up if he wants to try and push this lane in. Because everybody on the side of ROBBNROLL up on this top lane. To the creep wave, it might push. Is this a catapult wave coming in from the side of... It is. It's a double catapult wave coming in. It's the freshest wave here. So ROBBNROLL, they might lose this range racks. There's Monkey King. How is he looking? He's slowly building towards that surplus up. You know, building towards getting the gold. To have that bash up as well. Mallory on the bottom lane. He's looking to smoke himself in. Maybe just chakram this out with the Timber Chain as well. Push the waves. We can see the comparison between Palintimos and Violent. Both on 9 kills. 2 deaths on Palintimos, so he's a little bit, like a fraction of a net worth ahead here. Of a percentage ahead. But Violent does have more XP. Yeah, and you can see that ROBBNROLL looking to defend this bottom lane. No, they get the Hex, they have the vision. The Timbersaw, Thundergod's Wrath will come out. Mallory, he pops up BKB. Where's the rest of his team now? Is he going to be able to do anything with the Nimbus coming down onto Shagrat? But Shagrat, he holds that BKB of his own. The glimpse comes back onto Mallory in the back lines. Dragon Knight looking to dive in now as well. Where's that Hex? He's going to be able to get the lockdown. They get the kill onto the Disruptor, and now Palintimos trying to do what he can, but there is going to be the Mortimer Kisses raining down onto Murray as well as Palintimos. Palintimos using that BKB, the little shredder. It takes down the Tombstone. They might even be able to get the kill. They do. They take down Murray. They lose Violent though. The buybacks come through. Can they get the kill onto Hayes? The BKB's worn off. Hayes trying to do what he can with Vazia. Vazia, he's looking pretty darn strong, but Vazia, the right clicks from Palintimos, he might be able to do the damage onto the Dragon Knight, and it looks like, well, the Glimmer Cave's going to keep Vazia alive for a little bit longer. Murray, he's already bought back into this one. This might be the dieback. It will. It's going to be the dieback onto the Undying, right? No, they get the kill onto Vazia, and Murray, he doesn't live. It was close here. But yeah, they do keep the racks alive as well. They get 3 kills off that. 4, in fact, they force out the buyback from the Undying. Hayes is pretty darn low. So bad, he comes in with the cookie. But Hayes, they have that reveal now, so he breaks that Lincoln Sphere. The boat will fly through with the X marks spot. When the cave's going to be used once again by Snapfire, but the fleet from Hayes going to keep connecting onto Snapfire, and Snapfire will eventually go down. Only Hellscream alive.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay. So they take down 4 from that. Snapfire going down in the end. Forcing out the dieback coming through from the Undying. So the Undying, I mean, he's still a support. He's still only level 18, so his respawn timer isn't the longest. but they have forced out a buyback here on the side of Nemiga. And if they can keep chipping away at the economy on the side of ROBBNROLL, you know, they've got themselves this mid lane of Rax. The Terrorblade is looking very scary though here. He's got himself the Daedalus, he's got himself the Boots of Travel 2, the Hurricane Pike, Skadi, Refresher, and the BKB. Yeah, this might be critical mass here for the side of ROBBNROLL, and it just seems like violent until this next Rosh. I mean, the Rosh chant is up. He bought out for the Basher. He has his buyback. I'm pretty sure he has his buyback as well. No, he needs 1,100 gold here. Lintimos inside the Rosh pit. This might actually open it up for ROBBNROLL. Yeah, they're going to be able to take the Rosh. The fleet's going to fly through it again to get themselves this Aegis. I mean, sure, you give this over to Hayes, because Lintimos, he looks unkillable of his own. No, they do give the Aegis over to Lintimos.
That was a failed bolt.
Refresher and the Ag's Blessing as well. Did they give both to Bex? And it looks like they did. Yeah, because he had the Ags queued up here, the Disruptor. He's going to be able to get the Ag's Blessing as well as that Refresher Shard. The one saving grace from the side of Nemiga is that they do have a Rax in the mid lane though. So the creepy Equilibrium going to go their way in the mid lane at least. If they can find a way, oh, they're going to be able to find the kill. X-Marks comes out onto Kunkka. Do they have the Ult Scepter or anything? No, they just have the damage. They get the kill. Hayes, he was so confident with the X-Mark. And now he's dead. He doesn't have the gold for the buyback. This is a big opening for the side of Nemiga. That was just a straight up mistake for the Kunkka. They couldn't get the X-Mark off. Yeah, and he has bought out here. So Violent, he has the gold if he wants it to go into the Abyssal Blade as well. They're going to be able to take this Outposters. Malorine, again, on the bottom lane, just looking to push this lane out here. Do what he can with the double Chakram. Just to help this lane push in. And again, if they can get through this bottom lane, it will just open up another window here. They have 57 seconds where the Kunkka has no buyback. Because he's 615 gold away, 614 gold away. And while that's going on, the Dragon Knight illusions, because the Dragon Knight did go into this Manta style after the Aghanims, like I said. What did I say? I did. He sold the Meteor Hammer, he builds up the Aghanims, he builds up the Manta style. And they look to siege down the high ground this way. You just keep popping this Dragonims. I suppose it is a Dragonim Scepter. The Aghanim Scepter Dragon form with the Manta style. And yeah, this is going to be the range racks on the bottom lane going down. Melee racks do heal up, so that's not, even with the creeps pushing in, this isn't a great amount of damage that the melee racks will take. But yeah, Vazia, I'm going to coin that with the Dragonims form. And the Manta style will surely be able to push this one in. Yeah, didn't actually go for the Satanic that he'd queued up. And now the double catapult wave coming in on the mid lane now as well. Just to put some pressure onto the lanes here. But you can see the Dragon Knight, he's splitting these illusions up, making a beeline. And they do fly over the high ground as well. So making a beeline towards this tier 3 tower. And the stun comes out from the Kunkka with the Basher. But the tower will still tick down slowly but surely here. So if Nemiga can split up, even inside their own base, if they can split up ROBBNROLL, just wait out this Aegis. It's got 2 minutes and 17 left on it. And you can see that Nemiga, they're the ones putting the siege to the side of ROBBNROLL. That they might not be stepping up to actually get that push in, but they are slowly sieging ROBBNROLL down, you know, keeping them locked inside the base. Baxton, he's looking to the backline jump here. And they're looking to maybe catch him out with a double Static Storm as well as this, because he's got the Aghanims up on his own. So they're not going to be able to pop the BKBs inside the Static Storm. Yeah, slowly but surely, Malorine, he's just keeping this bottom lane pushed in. They're keeping this aggression split from the side of ROBBNROLL. Keeping all three lanes just pushing into the base. And it is starting to do work. The Glimmer Cape comes out. Hellscream though, Malorine, he's trying to get himself away with the smoke form. Yeah, the Ninja Gear, so he can solo smoke, just run himself away out of danger. As ROBBNROLL, they are looking to hunt 83% win probability here on Dota Plus for the side of Nemiga. Where's this Aegis as well? Aegis a minute away from being taken away from Terrorblade. Dragon Knight's Dragonim's form. So Palintimos will show again. 57 seconds left on the Aegis. Vazia, he gets a Dragon Tail off. Do they even want to try and pop this? They do. There's going to be a lot of damage onto the Terrorblade now as well. They have the lockdown in this Hex. Can they take him down the once? It's just the Black Dragon form. Shagrite's going to try and pop the BKB, but look at the right click damage coming out from Vazia. Shagrite is trying to do his best to sustain. And now they'll shot out onto the tomb, so they might even be able to pop this Aegis. Force Staff comes out, and they do. They burn down the Aegis. They get the Hex, they get the lockdown onto Murray. Murray, no buyback. Both supports, no buyback here. Wukong to man, it's the even bigger one, and Palintimos inside of it now. He pops his BKB. Can he force Nemiga away from this one? He's trying to run himself away. He pops that Refresher Orb, though. Backlines. Marine trying to do with Camp Palintimos. He's got himself that second BKB. Basher, Abyssal Blade, anything to stop the TP. They take down 3 because they force a buyback out. No, they take down 3 because they get the Aegis. And it looks like they actually get the kill onto the Death Prophet now as well. And Nemiga, He's got low. He's inside that Invis form with the Shadow Blade. Silverite's coming through, but Violent's got the Abyssal Blade lockdown. Do they get the kill onto the Trial Blade? They do. He has that buyback if they want it, but they're just going to call GG. Well played. And Nemiga, they're going to be pretty chuffed with that one, especially with how the game started for the side of UALEIKUMNIHAO. I mean, UALEIKUM, they're looking a little bit, you can see the arms up in the air, you know, the rough, even the head rubbings. They're not looking happy with that one, but form stack, so I think they can be happy if they can build off that early game form. They've shown potential here to be able to contest up against Nemiga again. Probably the best in the division, or the favorite to go up in the division, in my eyes anyway. They took some great fights. Look at that. Even when the game ends in 53 minutes, they still have the kill lead here, 35-34 in UALEIKUMNIHAO's favor. 53 minutes in, the net worth, you know, what was the actual net worth difference? It was about 21k, 22k net worth difference between the two teams. But UALEIKUM in the early game, you know, they were taking the fights. In fact, I was thinking that was going to go to a game number 3 because there was a point in that game where I didn't see Nemiga getting back into it. Violent, he was being picked up every time he showed on the map. Marine just couldn't get himself a decent amount of damage coming through there as well. UALEIKUM had some great items. The hexes kept coming through and getting the lockdown and doing the damage. And it was just, you know, UALEIKUM, if they'd have been able to keep up that momentum, they would have been able to take this game and force it to a game number 3. But Nemiga, they found the time and space to get back into it. But yeah, UALEIKUM still did really good in this second game. And Nemiga, they were just, again, a step above UALEIKUM, able to take the series 2-0. But that is going to be it for the day, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on, what day is it? Are we Thursday today? So we'll see you on Saturday for more Eastern European action in the Division 2. For now, I've been ROBBNROLL. Hope you enjoyed the games. Hope you enjoyed the cast, and we'll see you when we go live on Saturday. For now, goodbye.